whatever his name is.
Hold on. We
Well,
set a fire alarm.
On that bombshell, do we have to leave?
Oof. I think we have to leave.
Do we have to leave?
Yeah. All right.
Well, on that note.
Well, on that note,
we're gonna
building's
cut that
on
short
fire
there.
here,
Yeah.
and we will talk to you all later.
We'll kick things off. Welcome to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. It's been a while since
Has
our
it?
last one.
Yeah,
Last
I
time we
think
talked
it's been
about
like
us being lawyers.
Yeah, a couple of weeks or something like that. It's got
I think it's gonna be at least 3 weeks. I think
Really? Holy shit! Time fucking
it's
flies.
it's been a while.
Yeah, we get busy with fucking Easter and
Mm-hmm.
other shit, and I have school starting up soon again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, school.
Yeah. So I had something. I don't know. I call it strange just because I'm not used to it. Happened to me like last week.
What happened?
So I was out having coffee with Kevin, our good friend there, and I was sitting at the coffee shop waiting for him to show up. I'm just chilling on the deck. Got my sunglasses on, and I ordered some coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 people walked by and complimented me about how much they liked my sunglasses.
Oh,
And
what do your sunglasses look like? You
they're
have them
like
here?
no, they're in my car. I guess they're kind of like
Show me a picture.
aren't they like Ray-Bans?
they're kind of like
Ish?
Ray-Bans, yeah, but they're the round Asian style.
Yeah.
Asian style
Yeah,
sunglasses?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to
Like
look up
Salt
here?
Bay's kind of sunglasses.
Yeah, kind of like
What's
that.
the brand name?
Dude, like look
well,
up Salt Bay.
Salt. Like the.
Yeah,
Oh.
like the guy like that. It's
I was
like
about
that.
to spell it Salt and then B-A-Y, like Salt Bay. That kind of
No.
like
sounds-
Old Bay.
B-
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, Salt Bay.
Yeah, he's got like sunglasses like that.
I don't know. It just caught me off
It's-
guard that I got 3 compliments.
Like the Matt Murdock glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to that. Yeah.
And people were like, "Yo, nice sunglasses." How did they say it? Were they condescending or were they actually?
No, they did. The first guy was the guy giving me my coffee, and he's just like, "Hey, just wanted to say I really like your sunglasses." I'm like,
Yeah.
Cool, thank you." And it's kind of like derivatives of that, but that all happened within like a span of like a half hour from like 3 different people, and I was like, "Huh,
That's impressive.
I'm not used to this.
That's
I'm not
never
used
happened
to.
to me. Yeah.
I'm not used to getting compliments like this."
That's
Did your
cool.
Did your dick get hard for it?
Kinda.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm like, huh. This is a high that I kind of want to be chasing like forever now.
That'd be funny. Kevin's just like, "Is your dick hard right now?" And then,
You're just like
he's
wearing
like, "Yeah," and
sunglasses everywhere.
and then Kevin's like, "Yeah, I can smell it."
Yeah, so you know, I think I'm just gonna wear those sunglasses like everywhere in every
All the time?
situation, just fishing for compliments.
Even
now.
at night,
Yeah.
go sit at the Canadian Brew House by yourself at the bar, like a guy I know. Saw him there last night, and I'm like, "Well, this is a cool guy right here."
He's
Just-
just pretending he's blind all the time now.
Oh, him?
Yeah, it's just
That'd
like, I
be
can't see.
pretty funny, actually, if you started getting discounts and stuff because
I just start walking
because
with
you're
like
blind.
one of
No,
those-
not even yet. Like they just assume you're blind.
Can I just like bring like a dog everywhere and just pretend?
No,
it's
but
like
it starts out
I
small.
wonder if people do that. That there's got to be people out there that do that.
Who do what?
They
Like,
pretend they're blind and just bring their dog and everywhere and stuff like that.
don't you have to like? But you can. I'm not a dog guy, as you know. But can't you kind of tell when it's a service dog? Because service
yeah.
dogs are like
Yeah.
the most well-behaved dogs that you've
They're
ever
so
seen.
well
Yeah.
trained. Yeah.
They sit there. They're quiet. Like, can you imagine if you pretended Luna was a service dog?
No.
No, she'd be jumping over everyone and then be
Yeah.
like, you take this one back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a defective one.
But I mean, like, you could. That person would probably like, oh, they're still in training or something.
Mm-hmm.
They would just make up that excuse because they're pieces of shit.
So did this give you like a newfound confidence? You're like, fuck yeah.
No, he just liked that he had compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you confidence,
I don't know.
right?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
It gives you confidence.
It does.
You can.
But it's an item.
Yeah, but now now that I know those sunglasses look
Now
good,
you're
they
just
look
gonna
good
wear
on
them all
me.
the time.
Yeah.
Wait,
Exactly.
Kate, paint the picture here. So you're sitting there with Kevin, you're having a coffee.
Kevin hasn't even shown up yet.
Oh, well, okay, so you're sitting by yourself.
Yeah.
And Are these guys coming up to you?
It was 2 guys and 1 girl.
Okay, what age range?
I don't know, probably like mid to early 20s.
What was their body type like?
Oh God, man, we're getting really specific here.
Yeah,
I need to paint this picture.
Okay,
man.
okay, so
What is the
let's
body type?
let's indulge Christian on this.
Oh
The
my
first
God.
guy, first guy was I don't know, a bit huskier dude. Probably early 20s. Looks like a university student. Very hipster aesthetic. You know, he's got the flannel, the man bun.
Okay.
Look.
I just want to pause you then. Do they all have hipster-like aesthetics?
No.
Okay.
Where did you go for this coffee?
City Perks.
What are you, the cops? Like, my God.
I'm painting a
Jesus.
picture here, Matt. Jesus
like, what
Christ.
kind of picture do you need?
I need the whole thing. That's for me to understand what's going on. I want to dissect.
There's 3 people that made fucking compliments.
Normal
I don't
people-
know how you need more
Normal
than that.
people do not just go up to you and be like, "Hey, I like your fucking."
Well, maybe they really liked his glasses.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand.
You
So
need,
City
like,
Perks.
it's
City
like,
Perks
dude,
is telling me
you are
everything.
you're like the cops going like, "Where were you last Thursday? What are you doing right now? What kind of people are they? What do they look like? What do they look like? Get the sketch artist right now." That's what you're doing. You're like, okay, well, that's crazy as a man, but what did the other person have?
You know what? Sorry that I love the first 48. Okay.
Oh my God.
And it bleeds into the rest
It's
of my life.
ridiculous.
So the fact that he told me, so he said man bun and City Perk,
Yeah.
I know exactly who the people came up, like the type of person
No,
that came up.
because
with.
that's why I stopped him, so you didn't have to keep on explaining every other
It's different
person.
if he's at a Tim Hortons and an Eritrean man comes up to him and says nice sunglasses.
Maybe he has nice sunglasses and people were thinking about getting that style of sunglasses.
It's like the overly bubbly hipster guys that have to like compliment everyone. Like he probably works at Hometown Diner.
the first
Yeah.
one makes sense because the guy worked there. So
Oh, he
that
worked
makes
there?
a lot
Oh,
of
he
sense.
worked there.
The first guy, yeah. He
Yeah,
brought
he
me
said
coffee.
that even.
Oh, I
so
didn't-
the
I
first
missed that.
person makes complete sense.
Okay, that
The other
person.
one is just the other random 2 people walking
Yeah.
by saying, "Hey, nice sunglasses."
Okay, so
that's
tell me
a little
about,
different.
Tell me about those people.
Okay, so those people.
Were they together?
Yes.
There,
Yes, they're
see,
having
that
coffee
changes
together.
everything.
Oh, they were a couple.
Yes, or I mean, I assume they were having
Yeah.
coffee together.
So there you go. That kind of explains everything.
So who initiated it? Was it a guy and a girl?
Yes,
Okay, so which one said the compliment first?
the girl.
Oh, the girl. Okay. And how did she say it?
She walked up, or as they were walking out, and as they were walking out, turns to me and goes, "Hey, I really like your sunglasses. They look good on you." I'm like, "Cool, thank you." And then they proceeded. The guy said something along like similar lines there, and they walked out.
All right, based on the age range and the geography where you had this coffee, guaranteed they probably have a 95% chance of having an open relationship. And she was looking to get a little exotic and saw you and was like, "Man, you in those sunglasses? What's your fucking problem?"
95%.
95% chance.
There's a 95% chance you're a fucking narm cake, bro.
No,
That's
my
100%
No,
God.
I'm with Christian there. It's just like the time I was at the.
So
What if they
full
asked
of
you? What would you
shit.
do?
He's so full
I don't
of
know.
shit.
Who?
I'd be
You.
stunned as
No,
fuck.
Matt.
There's a 95% chance that they're in an open relationship. Maybe they just like the sunglasses.
No one says that. If I like someone's sunglasses,
Oh
I
my
probably wouldn't
God.
say anything.
It's
Matt,
like-
have
it's
you
like-
ever complimented a stranger before
Yeah, I have.
that you're not like working with? Or
Yeah,
like,
I have.
who? When? Tell me.
I said, "Dude, I like your hat. Go Leafs." Or I go, "Dude, I like your hat. Go Seahawks."
See, there's like camaraderie there, though.
Yeah,
that's like a
so?
brotherhood.
Yeah, but like, say you're just walking down the sidewalk and like the guy walking towards you goes, "Hey, your haircut looks really nice today," and then just continues to walk.
People do that with my tattoos too. They're like, "Hey, those are sick tattoos. Where'd you get them
That's
from?"
like a normal thing to compliment on.
But that's the same thing as sunglasses. It
No,
could
it's
be like,
not. Tattoos and sunglasses?
yeah, because they think they're cool. That's why they say it.
Were they wearing sunglasses?
No.
But
See?
that doesn't matter. Like that's like the context of like, "Hey, man, cool tattoos," but they don't have tattoos.
No, I
You're
disagree.
so
with
full
this
of
one.
shit, dude.
I'm fucking full of
You're
shit.
just so full of shit.
Okay, I mean,
Like-
there's another time. I remember
Your analogy of fucking.
I was
in
at the
an open
hose.
relationship,
I was at the hose waiting with some friends, and this girl walked past, and it was during the summer. And she's like, "Do you like my sundress?" I'm like, "Yeah, it looks good on you."
Should have been
See,
like, I like
that's
that.
weird.
I don't
And
like the sun. I don't like the sundress, but I like that. ass.
That seems really weird.
And
Because
then I
that
walked
one's
away
like-
from that because it felt really weird to me.
That one's weird because
It's probably
like,
mild
they're
autism
literally
for
asking you like, "What do you think of my what my apparel?" But no one actually goes up like to do that.
I'll do that tonight. I'll compliment some random person on something, and I'll see how they react.
Can you do it at the gyms? Like, "Hey, nice form."
No, it's weird.
All right.
95% chance that he's in an open relationship. Christian.
Because the thing is, if you're at a restaurant, you can just like walk past them, or if you're at a bar, you just walk past them. You don't have to walk past them again. But like, if you're at a gym,
I don't think sunglasses is crazy because you're just like.
I didn't
cool
say it was
shades,
crazy.
Cool shades, bro. Like that's
If they
nothing
said
wrong.
cool shades, bro, that makes a lot more sense. But she's like, oh, hey, those sunglasses.
Yeah,
they
but
look good on you.
it was her that said it first.
Now,
not a
if they
guy.
got really detailed in the compliment, does it make it a little more strange? Like the sunglasses really complement the contours of your face.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, that'd be like really weird.
Usually when women are like, oh, hey, that's a nice shirt, they're like, they don't like the shirt, they like that it's on you.
But I think like they probably just like the sunglasses. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we beat this horse to death.
All right. Well, moving on to what I wanted to talk about today. Netflix kind of make the news in the last little while there.
Yeah.
They lost a shit ton of market space. I think it was like $15 billion worth of market space because they, I think, posted the first time ever a loss of subscribers.
Yeah.
And they are freaking the fuck out right now.
Is it due to that they're about the sharing passwords? Is that why?
There's part of that. They're doing a hard push on that, and I think they're talking about introducing advertisement on Netflix, like commercials.
No, like YouTube?
Yeah,
Fuck. And then you got to pay extra if you don't want that.
exactly.
See, I'm okay with one type of advertisement. If it's like right at the start, like before you watch the show, but you can like fast forward, I'm cool with it. And if it's like Netflix originals only, like so like, hey, check out this Netflix original.
Like how Prime does.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like I'd be like, okay, that's cool.
That doesn't generate revenue though.
No. But
That's all internal advertising. It doesn't really make
I
money.
know,
but
but
yeah, you're.
that's the only way I'd be cool with it, because like otherwise
they're
it's
trying
like,
to think of ways to make money, and if
Well-
their subscription base is
the problem is that they spend so much money that they have to keep on making money somehow. And if they're losing subscribers, then they're in a
Well, that's
huge
the whole
problem.
business model of every streaming service is, hey, let's pour a bunch of money to this and hope it
Yeah,
brings in
but
subscribers.
most streaming services own their own IPs, where Netflix is paying like all these studios X amount of money to have that film or that show.
yeah,
on
they
their
do buy
service.
up like the rights
Yeah.
to certain things.
And they only have it like for a certain amount of time. It's not exclusivity. Like it's
Yeah.
exclusivity for a certain amount of time. But like you know, I think was it NBC has Friends, right, and stuff like that. So is that
Yeah.
Peacock now, right? Peacock has their own streaming service.
And they pay like hundreds of millions for that. It's insane.
Peacock?
those.
No, for the Friends rights.
Oh yeah, they paid $100 million, I think,
Well,
for 1 year.
It's because that
Yeah,
show makes so much money.
because
still.
that there's so much viewership hours on Friends.
Does the cast see that money at all?
Yes.
Oh my god.
They still
David
make-
Schwimmer doesn't have to act ever again.
Royalties, man.
It's just like with Seinfeld too.
Seinfeld.
Those guys make.
But Netflix has Seinfeld right now, which is kind of fascinating because that's an NBC show in itself.
Is it? Was that NBC that? No, it was Castle Rock. Was it? Is that Castle Rock NBC?
I think so.
It's NBC, yeah.
Okay, I have no idea.
But
But yeah, they're talking about introducing ads and creating like a tier system so that you don't you pay a certain amount of bucks.
It's like Patreon or some shit.
they just buffed up the payment not too long ago.
it's getting expensive.
Is it?
It's $16.99 a month.
It's double what it started as.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you gotta pay, I think you gotta pay closer to 30 if you want to do that 4K
Oh yeah. No,
streaming too.
You know what the other crappy thing is? It's like Netflix is more of a convenience thing now. Like I barely use Netflix to begin with. Like Ashley uses it all the time.
It's overloaded with shit.
Yeah, it's like Ashley watches Netflix all the time. I barely use it.
Ashley's probably got The Office on in the background.
Yeah, like she's always
24/7.
watching The Office and stuff like that. And like it's like just shit like that. Like they're good shows. There is some good shows, but I barely watch it enough. Same with like Disney Plus. But when Disney Plus has something, I don't have to just go re-up it and cancel it again. So I just keep it. But like at least Disney Plus has some more interests, like Marvel and Star Wars that are like
And a lot
more,
of Fox properties.
Yeah, and they got good Fox properties and stuff like that. So like that one, and Prime is just part of my Prime. Like,
That's
I'm,
going up to $100 now a year.
Yeah, but there's a lot of perks you get out of that.
Besides Prime, you get video and that's it.
No, you
You
get
get
Prime
music.
music as well.
Yeah, that's like limited though music.
It's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot of
If you
catalog,
if
though.
you use Twitch, you can you get a
Yeah,
free month
there's a lot of perks
subscription
with Prime.
every month.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
not that
subscribe to
it's not
someone.
that crazy for how long you've spent $80 for,
And then yeah, you just
and now it's going to 100. It's not that much.
if you use that 2-day shipping a
Yeah.
lot.
I don't.
it's I use it a
I
lot.
have
It saves
but I don't.
it saves you a ton of money from the shipping, and it's free shipping too.
Yeah, but you got to
Have you guys ever ordered food off Amazon?
No.
I've never. The girl I went out with last night, she says, yeah, I ordered a type of pasta once just because like the grocery store didn't have it.
Oh.
So I just ordered it off Amazon. My parents order cat food over Amazon.
I can understand like, cause what is it down in like the States you can get it like same day essentially, right?
Yeah.
So that's like my cousins do in Seattle. Like they
well, that's where the headquarters are too.
yeah,
so
they just order shit like groceries.
They even got the outlet store, the Amazon outlet, right, where you just walk in and you walk out with whatever you have, and they just charge your account.
Yeah, the cameras all track that.
Yeah.
But I'm finding more and more lately that streaming services are starting to feel like cable all over again.
They are cable, 100%. They're just separated now into niche markets, so it's like, hey, you can get what you want.
Like I'm tempted to just go back to pirating shit.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube mostly, but I still refuse to pay for YouTube Premium.
I don't think anybody ever paid for
I've
YouTube
never paid for
Premium.
YouTube
I
Premium.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'd rather just watch the ad and skip it. The ads are fucking annoying, and they're back-to-back ads now, too. It's fucking annoying.
There was a program where it would skip all of that stuff. It would skip the ads. It would skip all the like.
You know
it
what
would analyze the video and it'd skip all the self-promotion.
You know what's
and shit
greasy,
like that.
too? Like, if you get the YouTube Premium, you can actually, like, not actually have the video on, and you can have, like, your phone
Locked, yeah.
and you can listen to it.
That's like the whole perk is what
I
they...
fucking hate that, because I would love that, personally. I would love that so much.
Do you have Spotify?
Yeah, but I don't use a lot of stuff on Spotify, and I don't actually have a subscription.
No. Do you have a subscription to any music service?
Yeah, Apple
Apple
Music.
Oh, you have Apple Music. I have Amazon Music.
You know how much Apple Music costs me?
How much?
Like $3 or something like that.
A what? A month?
A month, yeah.
Fuck off.
It's pretty cheap.
No.
Unless I'm wrong, or maybe it's $5.
I pay $75 a year for
it's
Amazon
maybe $5
Music.
then. $5, but it's cheap as fuck.
So all in all, I'll be paying $175 a year to Amazon for Prime Music.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then you throw in all your other streaming services. Netflix is 20-something.
Well, I
bucks.
don't. My dad pays for Netflix.
Look at all the benefits you get from Prime compared to every other place.
I guess
There's a lot of
That's only the
benefits.
justification. That's how they get you, because that's how you do in your
Sure,
mind.
but there's lots of perks compared to every other place.
And then
Yeah, but I mean, you don't get
Christian,
same day
you're paying
delivery.
almost $200 for Netflix.
I don't pay for Netflix.
Well, yeah, because you're one of those pieces of shit that shares a password.
Yeah, with my
That's
dad.
what they're trying to get rid of.
they're going to try and crack down that.
Yeah,
Apparently.
they will. Yeah.
I don't know how, but there's talks about they want to do something like Hulu, where it's like it's location based.
I hate
So
that.
if you log into the Netflix account outside of your home postal code or whatever, it doesn't allow you to.
That's so.
That doesn't make any sense, because if you're traveling, that would like
It would
deteriorate.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
Because I have Netflix on my phone for when I travel or whatever. I'll download stuff.
Yeah.
Netflix
that's
is good for
downloading,
that.
yeah.
I like
That's
that.
Netflix
downloading.
is good for pre-downloading, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do pay for Crave as well, and Disney Plus.
See, Crave is kind of it's shitty, but it's got the most quality shows.
I
on
pay
it.
I pay $20 a month for that because I have the HBO package, and that's all I have Crave for is HBO.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking shitty that we can't just buy the HBO Go.
Because you can do Crave. Oh, it's so fucking skeezy. Like, Crave plan starts at like $9 a month,
Yeah.
but you can do plans where it's mobile only, so you only have access on your mobile phone.
Crave is it is annoying to get set up too.
Yeah,
Like, you have to go on a web browser. You can't go on your phone. Like, it's all this garbage, and it's such a pain in the ass.
yeah, and it's not built into a lot of cable boxes. Like my parents' cable box, it's not built in.
Crave's
Or maybe it is built. Disney Plus isn't built in. It didn't update for Disney Plus, so they have to like airdrop to their TV.
Crave is just.
So yeah, I find that more and more nowadays people are doing that whole password sharing where it's like Christian pays for the Netflix, Matty pays for the Disney Plus, I'll pay for the HBO, and we just all share an account.
That's what we do at.
I pay for
Disney.
Netflix. I pay for Amazon Prime, and I pay for Disney Plus. But Ashley has Crave.
Okay.
But I mean, we share TV.
Yeah, my whole family uses my Disney Plus.
But like I said, I personally also like Prime. I don't know why I've been watching so much more off Prime anyway. I think
Yeah,
that
you
there's
fucking
just better.
love Jack Reacher, or not Jack? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
it's not
is
Jack
Jack
Reacher.
Reacher.
Jack
Yeah.
Reacher's great.
Yeah, Jack Reacher.
Jack Ryan's awesome. The Boys are awesome. The Wheel of Time is a pretty good show.
Oh, I heard that. I can't, man. You know what? There's too many of those like weird fantasy set
Yeah.
movie like TV shows where I feel like it's a gamble to spend your time trying to watch that stuff, because I like The Witcher. I know you don't like The Witcher,
Yeah.
but I know that's kind of like an established franchise, and I like Henry Cavill. So, but with this like Wheel of Time and the Shadowbone Society, is that what that's called? The
Shadowbone Society,
those
or
are-
like
those
are
The
all-
Expanse.
Those are all books
The
too.
expand.
though.
I can't like Altered Carbon. Like, there's too many of these fucking shows that are like, or Lost in Space. Like, I don't like that
Actually,
stuff.
there's another show that I can't think of.
The
He's
100?
like no, he's a detective. It's a Prime show. It's really good too. Actually, I started watching that one.
Perry Mason? No, that's HBO.
No, it's the last name of a guy. He's like a private investigator or a detective or something. He's been a bad guy. You know, in Sons of Anarchy. Have you guys ever watched that show?
Yeah.
You know the guy who's from like Dublin, and he's messing with Jax.
Dublin?
You mean Dublin?
Dublin?
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean? Fuck. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy that they kill, like Jax kills at the spoiler alert at the bus at the end of like the season 2.
I don't know.
He takes his son. Like
that
Jimmy,
guy.
Yeah, whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's got his own show on
Oh, weird.
Prime. It's pretty good.
That guy is. What's the show called? I'm looking it up.
You check it up. Yeah, look it up. But it's actually pretty good. I watched the first season.
How do you spell Dublin?
Dublin.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
How do you spell weeb? Oh wait, that's Christian's name. Sorry.
I find myself like waiting for certain things and like just signing up for that free trial and like
Yeah, free trials are great.
just for a month, binge watching it all, and then never signing up ever again.
Also, probably your best, like, if it's not my style, but actually, like, places like, what's the anime one called again? The anime channel?
Crunchyroll?
Yeah, Crunchyroll. Like, that's, like, amazing value, isn't it? Because there's
Yeah.
so many animes.
You just fucking called me a weeb.
Well, yeah, I don't watch it, I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I my brothers are watching like the Halo series on Paramount Plus right
I heard it sucks, too, the show.
now. If you don't really know the actual canon
Yeah.
lore, then it's a
I heard
fine
they don't
show.
even follow any of
It's,
them.
no,
it's
it's not-
apparently
yeah.
it's outside of
Yeah,
it.
it's non-canon.
Oh, yeah.
And like all I'm doing is I'm waiting until it's done. I'll sign up for Paramount Plus for the free
Yeah.
trial or whatever.
I
Binge
would
watch all of that.
I would.
and then,
The best part is that they greenlit it for a second season before anyone had even
Do you
seen
know
the first
what?
episode.
I would almost wait for that because do you have Prime?
I canceled my Prime. a
Oh,
while
okay, I was
ago.
gonna say it might go to Prime just because a lot of those Paramount shows go to Prime.
Oh,
Okay.
Like Yellowstone is technically a Paramount.
Yeah, but like
Original.
all these
Don't
companies have.
doesn't Amazon own Paramount? I'm
I don't
pretty
know.
sure they do.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they do.
But like,
I really
all
want to
these
see 1885 though. That looks
all
sick.
these like companies
That's
have their
that's
own
the prequel, right?
Yeah.
individual streaming services now. So it's like, yeah, you're shelling up $15 here, $15 there, and like, yeah, it's fucking cable all over again.
Yeah, it depends. Like honestly, I think Netflix is shitty when you're by yourself. But like last night, I had a girl over, and I just wanted to. We're gonna watch something shitty, so we watched that new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Movie?
Yeah.
Like the brand new one.
Oh, there's a brand new one. Though.
Oh, it's supposed to be a sequel to the original one from like the early 70s.
Okay, the last one I saw, I think, had like Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah,
in it.
not that one. What did she say? Get him, cuz, or something
Yeah.
stupid like that.
It's Bosch. That's the show.
Bosch.
Bosch is
Oh
a good
yeah,
show.
Bosch is great.
Yeah, it's a good show.
That's a fucking great show.
Yeah.
When I had my nose surgery, I was out for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I fucking binged that. I was
It's
staying
a
up till
good
4 in the
show.
morning watching Bosch.
That first episode's insane. It's intense, man. Like, it's a good show.
Wait, what's his first name in that? It's not Hieronymus. That's Hieronymus Bosch. That's like an artist from like
No,
the
I can't
Renaissance.
remember, but it's an intense good show.
It is a really good show. I haven't really kept up with it
He's
the
a
last
really good
past
actor
couple.
too, actually. Like,
Titus Welliver, is that how you say his name?
yeah, something
Titus
like that.
Welliver?
He's a really good actor.
He was in Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of big things.
He was in Agents of Shield, I think, for a bit too. He's been in a lot of shit. He's a good actor.
Anyway, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you guys off. I just had to find out what it was.
Sorry,
good show.
what were you? You were saying something.
Fuck, I don't remember now.
You had Amazon Prime, and then you canceled it, and then you were saying something about Paramount Plus.
Oh no, I was watching that Texas Chainsaw Massacre with that girl,
Yeah.
and it was the worst. It was like hour 23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest piece of shit. I'm pretty sure it was all filmed in like southern Alberta with like a propped up set in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
And
They're like on like the old corner gas sets.
yeah, it was just like a strange movie, and the ending was hilarious. She screamed her fucking ass off, and like because it was a jump scare at the end, and it just didn't make any sense,
Yeah.
and I just started laughing hysterically. So like I would never watch that movie by myself, and I would feel like I would have wasted my time. But if you watch that kind of shit with other people, then it's not bad. But I do have to admit, Netflix does come out with some good documentaries, like that new Abercrombie and Finch
Oh yeah,
documentary.
I saw trailers for that.
Did you see a trailer for that?
No.
Pretty much it's this whole scandal that they would have a certain, their whole brand image is like, we provide clothes for the cool kids.
Oh,
and
yeah,
their
yeah.
definition of a cool kid was someone who was like
skinny.
white, tall, blonde,
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
eyes, skinny, and they would only hire people based on that.
Oh yeah.
And they would have their rules, so it would exclude a lot of other people, like you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Like headscarves
I heard
weren't
of the,
allowed
I've
and all
heard
that
about that a long time ago. Like that was a huge.
I saw the trailer for it the other day on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it.
No,
Actually,
I just mean like I remember there being reports about that like 6 years ago.
I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
it was a huge controversy for Abercrombie and Fitch.
It's funny because I saw the trailer, and the first thing that popped in my head was Kevin Urker for some reason.
Yeah, he wore a lot of Abercrombie.
Yeah, well, I think it was American Eagle. That was his thing.
Oh, American Eagle.
It was
Yeah.
American
We
Eagle.
were both those.
You can bleep the name. I accidentally said his last name.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, because I don't think he wore that. He liked American Eagle. That was kind of his thing.
Yeah, like when Netflix does do good documentaries. I think there's a John Wayne Gacy one.
Oh, I want to watch that.
There's some good stuff, but like let's just say for like every 100 things that they make, probably 20 of them are actually of quality, and then the other 80 are kind of just there.
Their model is like they want to get so many people to sign up or whatever. They cancel like good shows just to bring in new.
But they do get stuff that just goes super viral more than any other show, like from streaming platforms. Like Tiger King was insanely viral. Like like all those
Love is
kind of
Blind.
shows. Love is Blind. Yeah, like those are all just huge, massive. What's the other one there with their Too Hot to Handle? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all those like
well, they can't hook up.
Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, like they have all those shows that are just like huge viral hits. Or not, like no one else has that. HBO has that because they make just insanely.
But when
high-quality
Netflix first started and they started doing the Netflix originals, it was pretty. They did not as many as they do now, but it was pretty consistently good.
Yeah,
But then they started buying up titles from different and they're just slapping a Netflix original on it. Like they've been buying up those Bruce Willis movies that he's been doing the past
like
2 or
those
3
Bruce
years.
They have a
13 movies
contract
that he
with
did.
Oh my god!
They have a contract with Adam Sandler, like any movie. Like
They give a lot of money to people where it's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna give a $100+ million deal to Adam Sandler to do like 6 movies. Like, that's insane. Like when you think about it, if you break down 6 movies and what he's worth, maybe. But are you really gonna recover that in subscriptions?
Yeah, no, you're not.
Like it's like one of those things. Like I'm not like the biggest business expert, and maybe you guys can chime on this, but when you have companies that are in that kind of growth, that makes sense. But once you have companies, say like Coca-Cola, that have plateaued and all they have to do is try to maintain their market share, you don't take risks, I think, like that. You just try to maintain, right?
Yeah, and I think
It's like, how many are you really going to recover that much in like how many people they have to get on to pay just to break even with Adam Sandler? Just with his pay, how many people have to bring in?
Oh fuck!
Divide like whatever, say 100 million.
But
by
their
8
whole
or
thing
10.
is they want you to get in there and sign up for that free trial, but then you kind of forget about it, and it just keeps reoccurring.
But the thing is, like, who's still not signed up for Netflix?
Well, there's a lot of people that aren't, but there's like
there's a lot of people, like especially like
because they share. They're all
millennials like
sharing.
us. Yeah,
Like
they're
the problem
sharing.
is like that's why they're trying to crack down on it, because they probably would have a client base of probably 600 million instead of the 100 million.
It's gonna
that they have.
backfire terribly. First they raise their prices, then they'll crack down on the password share, and people will be like, "Fuck it, I'll just watch YouTube," or
they'll
have
pirate stuff again. Yeah.
pirate, or I have other. This is where pirators are gonna come in and really.
It'd be like, see, it's one thing if it's like HBO saying that, because HBO you can't get it anywhere else.
no.
So like you're like, okay, like fuck, I guess I'll get the thing. But when it's like Netflix and they're not like the quality of HBO and stuff, you're like, fuck, like whatever.
No, because they just buy up from other
Like
properties, like
HBO
other studios.
is not like HBO is like TV shows are incredible. Their movies are
No, I don't watch their movies.
Their movies are not great. They have some specials that are good, like comedy specials and stuff like that. But like that's really it as their TV shows. But their TV shows are so high quality, and they're like hour-long episodes. So it's like watching a mini movie every time you watch something that you're like, okay, I'll keep coming back.
When I first got Crave with the HBO package, the first show I saw was The Outsider.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's a
my-
miniseries. Oh, they so that's the other thing that they do well is the miniseries. The miniseries are incredible.
Yeah, it depends who you are, because in this time of my life, I can't get into a show if there's 8 seasons with 25 episodes a season. I can't do it. It's too much. It's way too many. I like
depends on the
limited
show.
series. I like
Depends on the
limited
show.
series.
Like I really like Game of Thrones was awesome, but that's only 50 episodes probably around there because it's like 8 episodes a season.
Yeah, but Christian's not getting into some like
He's not going to get into Supernatural where it's like 20 episodes a season.
I'm not going to go back
15
to that.
seasons.
Yeah.
I used to love that show,
It's
and then
so good.
I
I still
too
have
much.
to finish it though. But
Yeah,
I've
that's
watched,
what I mean, it's too
I've watched
much.
11 seasons.
It's too much.
It's good.
Like right now, I haven't watched it in a couple days, but I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of a show called Tokyo Vice. It's on HBO.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, is it good with
That guy's a piece of
Ansel
shit, hey?
Elgort?
Ansel Elgort's a piece of
Why?
crap.
What did he do?
I don't want to say it on
What? Why not?
because I don't know. I don't want to be making up something that I
No, okay.
Okay,
No, but I'll tell you after.
Just
Google it. Like he said, there was something that he got
Christian's
in
aired a
trouble
lot
with for the law, dude.
Christian's aired a lot of dirty laundry on here anyway,
Yeah.
so go ahead, you can do
Like
it too.
I think he was like I want to say like
Is he a pedo? Diddle some
Nah,
kids?
it was kind of similar to that though, but it wasn't like he was a pedo. But I think he was.
has having to answer for alleged sexual assault.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on BuzzFeed. Was a real gut punch and overshadowed by the biggest moment of her life. Who's Rachel Ziegler?
I also thought like they said something like he was like hooking up like or talking to a 17-year-old or something like that, and he knew she was
The woman
17.
who shared her claim
I could be
alleged
wrong.
that in 2014, when she was 17, he was 20.
There you go.
Ansel forced her to have sex with him and tried to solicit nude photos from her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was pretty big at like when it got announced.
I don't know. I think the way when this whole Me Too shit came out,
Yeah.
it was sure a big relief for a lot of women to be like finally heard.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna get a portion of women that also
Yeah.
There was
try to use
yeah.
use that position for their own advantage.
There was
whether
that
it's
one
true or
girl
not.
that tried to do it with Kevin Hart or whatever, and it's like, from the way she described it, it's like, yeah, you just had a really bad date with Kevin, and it's like,
I thought that was the one with. I didn't think that was Kevin Hart. I
No,
thought
that
it
was Aziz Ansari.
Aziz, okay,
doesn't
sorry.
see season. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it was
just
just
like
a bad date.
Yeah, it was just a bad date.
Yeah.
But he didn't know about like how she was feeling either.
But I think people really have to check how they're reacting. Like this, him on the way over here, we were talking about this whole Johnny Depp thing, and Matt was saying that he kind of got booted from the whole Disney family over this. But it's like, okay, this is based on like what someone is like his
Hearsay.
Sure.
is here. It's hearsay, but you're gonna take someone who generated a lot of money for you and is very loyal to the brand and was down to come back, even though the movies got kind of bad after a while.
Pirates. He said he's even if they offered him $300 million, he's never going back to Pirates.
Because of that.
Yeah. And then what is it? Harry Potter, whatever.
Yeah, the Fantastic.
They kicked
Beasts.
him off.
They kicked him off of that.
They kicked him off.
Because that was Warner Brothers, because they sided with Amber Heard because she's an Aquaman.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like the threshold has to be a little more.
Yeah.
Let the courts decide.
For sure.
And then you can.
like I said, like I'm not saying that he did that at Smile Court or whatever, but like it's kind of sus.
No, that's what I mean though. It's like,
gonna be on your name forever, regardless.
Everyone
right?
was shitting on Johnny Depp when it first broke out, and then
Yeah.
and then you look now when
everyone's shitting on him.
It certainly helped. It certainly helps him now, like with everything that's come out.
Hashtag me
But
poo.
This is the thing. It's probably somewhere in the middle, where like they probably both did things not good to each other.
But I feel like studios shouldn't be. If I was in an executive boardroom, I'd be like, okay, we can't be so quick to judge this because this will break someone's career if we are not right.
Yeah,
like
no,
either
I
way,
agree.
so you have to be very sure of what you're doing.
Oh,
canceling
I'm,
Johnny Depp right away is just like what?
I'm definitely
like,
part of the you're innocent until proven guilty. Like that's kind of my stance on most things. But I also like that's the thing. Like you hear it's a he said she said thing right now, and
That's
like
why
I'm not
yeah.
defending her by any means because clearly she's been there's even evidence I think with like voice.
Oh, you're talking about Amber Heard?
Yeah, with
Okay.
voicemail. Is there voicemails and shit like that?
There's recordings. There's
Yeah.
the video of
But I'm talking about this Ansel Elgort thing though.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
like how do you?
But this is the thing. He never had any repercussions. He's still doing stuff.
Well, because it can't, which is honestly like, unless she brings forward some kind of like either like
Evidence.
people who can attest to it, who are reliable, or if I would honestly have, and like who regulated like she filed this with the cops against him, or she just went on Twitter one day and said he did this to me.
The other thing is like
I don't know how it works.
like it sucks that person felt that way though too. So it's hard because you want to like you feel for that person because if she was 17 years old and she felt
But who is
pressure-
she?
I don't know, dude. It doesn't matter.
That's what I mean. It's like who the fuck is this person?
It doesn't matter if she's like said it like if she had sex with him and she was 17 and she felt forced to do it. then that's what happened.
It's
And
such
maybe
a
he
gray
didn't
area.
think, like, that's the same thing with the Aziz Ansari situation where it was a bad date. And he didn't have any, like, I'm sure if, you
What
know,
were
he
the
was
details
notified.
from that? Like, what was she saying versus what actually happened?
I think it's because people can, like, get frozen in the moment, like, when they're uncomfortable. And, like,
I want to know what he did to make her feel uncomfortable. Did he say, like, hey, my dick's out under the table, you want to tug on it?
no, like, I think it was just, like, you know, like, maybe, like, kept on trying to, like, I don't know, you're hooking up and then it goes a little further than you want it to go, especially on a first date. But you kind of freeze up in the moment and it's someone who's famous, like Aziz Ansari. And then you're like, again, you know, and then it just kind of happens and then you're like, why did I let that happen?
Okay, so the way that I see it, right? You're not, like, no one's wrong here. But, okay, so it was a bad date. Let's assume that they were hooking up, like, making out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was like, let's do this. And she was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with that. He's like, oh, like, come on. And maybe, like, kind of started, like, kind of
Yeah.
coaxed her. And she was like, no. And then walked away.
Yeah.
Right? That's a bad date. But he didn't fucking rape her. Right?
I never said
And I'm
that.
not saying, like, he's, like, not a piece of shit. Because he might be a piece of shit for it. Who knows?
No,
But
I'm not saying that, like, rape or anything. I'm just saying, like, from that.
But did she come out and say, like, oh, he sexually assaulted me? Is that what she said?
I don't know anything about the
No.
answer. I don't know. It was 5 years ago. I don't know.
The Aziz Ansari thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one too was like 5 years ago. I don't know.
okay.
It's not like recent.
It's a weird
No,
gray,
but
it's a
I
gray
think there was
area.
something about like they felt frozen. Like, and I think that's fair. Like, if you're, like, dude, imagine that you're like trying to hook up, like you're hooking up with Amber Heard or whatever. I'm just saying
As
a celebrity.
me?
Yeah, you.
Am I a celebrity too?
No.
Oh.
Because that person isn't a celebrity.
Oh.
The Aziz person isn't a celebrity either.
Oh,
They
she was
weren't-
just normal?
They're both normal people. Yeah. So, like, when you're, like, so it's like, say someone is, like, you know, interacting with you and then you're, like, you know, like, you're like, oh, like, you know, I don't want to go this far, like, I just met you kind of thing. And then, you know, but you kind of freeze up because you're like, holy crap, like, this is this person. And you don't know, like, what to do and you're kind of anxious. But then you kind of go with the flow, but then you're like, I really shouldn't have done, like, that's not what I, like, you know, my values and all that. And you feel, like, guilty and you put a lot of burden on yourself, too.
Okay, then don't
Like-
go crying to Twitter. It's your own
No,
fault.
I get it. I'm just saying. Like,
We're having a conversation.
I know. I'm just saying from that person's standpoint, like, that's probably how they feel.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the intent. I don't understand the intention.
That doesn't mean that Aziz Ansari is a bad person, because if he doesn't know,
We
then
also did
he
that
can't
comedy special
react.
where he went on stage and talked about it.
yeah, like,
So-
if you don't know, like, it's hard to react. And if you, like, feel like they're going with the flow, you're like, oh, we're both just having a good time. So, like, there was both sides to that, right? Like, and it
You have
doesn't
to.
mean-
I think also if you're a celebrity and you're dating anybody, right? I think you have to now think about these things.
Yeah.
Like even so 4 or 5 years ago, when I was in college, I had a bunch of these girls over that I always like party with. There was like 5 or 7 of them, and they would come over, drink their fucking faces off in my basement. And one time I puked early, fucking passed out, and the one girl, she slept downstairs in the basement. I didn't even know she fucking stayed there until my dad came in my room. He was like, "Who the fuck's downstairs?" Right? And then I'm like, I don't know. And then she left, and my dad's like, he's like, you got to be careful with that shit, because she stayed here. She can say anything about you. Like, she can make up shit, whether it happened or not. You have to be careful with that kind of stuff when there's drinking and you're alone with a girl like that who you don't know very well, because that can backfire on you very quickly, right? Because she could say that, yeah, I fucking sexually assaulted her, and like it's her word over mine, right? So that's what happens but also people love to hate. Like, as soon as you know you have the trolls on the internet that come out, like, this girl tweets, oh, when I was 17 he tried to do this and that. But if she consented, is it illegal still? Age of consent versus...
Yeah, but this is the thing.
He said she forced him, but it's like, how do you prove that? It's like, this is what you're just saying, right? That's almost when you have to have like a person, like, okay, so I'm gonna paint a scenario, okay? So I'm a movie producer, right? I'm the head of a studio. I just signed Ansel Elgort to another movie. This shit breaks out, right? This girl says all this stuff. Alleges, right? And I talk to Ansel. I'm like, "Do you want to tell me what happened?" And he's like, "It's not true, blah, blah, blah," right? I'm like, okay. This is the need for someone who's like not a cop, but like an independent investigator that just sits down and talks to these people. Because if you have a person who's skilled enough to manipulate language and use language to get out the truth, or be able to read body language, kind of like Lie to Me. right?
Yeah.
Sit down with the accuser and sit down with the accused individually. Hear the stories, see if they match up, and then and then understand the body language of where they might be lying, and be like, and then report back to the studio and be like, okay, well, obviously we can't understand exactly what happened because it was only those two, but based on my expertise, it looks like this happened. Maybe he finds out in the conversation that the girl who's alleging all this stuff happening, that she felt slighted in some way, and he picked up on that and said she has more motive to do this to him because this happened, right? Or this part of the story doesn't line up. So it's up to you, but with my expertise, I would say that don't cancel Ansel. This girl, there's something fishy going on, right? Or it could go the other way where like his story didn't line up. She seemed pretty genuine based on what she was saying. I think this might have happened. You won't know, but this is up your call, right? So there's like a consultant who deals with this stuff instead of right away Disney going to Johnny Depp saying you're done, Warner Brothers saying you're done because of hearsay, right? And ruining someone's career completely. Like, I feel like there has to be some kind of middle ground.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's got different perspectives on how it went, but that doesn't mean that either of them are wrong.
Yeah, but the consequences are real.
Yeah,
whether you did it or
yeah,
not.
but like so like let's say for example that it was like she felt pressured, like where it's like, come on, let's go, come on. She kept on saying no, kept on saying no.
But you don't know. She could have said that, where he's like, yeah, like.
Yeah, but what if it happened? That's what I'm saying. Like, so like he's just a horny guy who wants to have sex, and she's like, no, I don't really want to have sex, and then he's like, okay, but then he keeps on going back to the well, and she eventually just caves in, and she's never really had that sexual experience, and maybe it didn't go as well as she thought it would go for her first time or something like that. If it was, I'm not saying I don't know.
Yeah.
So then she feels that way when in actuality, like she eventually maybe said yeah, but she felt pressure to, where in his eyes, it's like, well, yeah, like like we were hooking up and doing all these things and it eventually led to sex. Like, so like from one person's perspective, she felt pressured. The other, he had just had sex.
So
right?
whose side do you take, or whose?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know,
because you have to. Because if the consequences are real, you have to take a side.
Well, this is where I think that if you get a whole story together and like you said, you can make a judgment call on it. I don't necessarily think that like it's a difference between sexual assault where he like just kept on going with it when she said no,
or
like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, where there's multiple offenses.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have the right to say like how she felt in that situation. She felt that way.
So I think
that doesn't mean that it's wrong.
I think this is complicated because it's the first time this has happened. And say I don't know him personally, but let's just say people were like, no, that doesn't seem like that doesn't seem like in his character.
It's different.
Like what happened with the person that we know. That happened to him, and people were saying that stuff, and I'm like, that's not in his character. I don't believe it.
And sometimes there's
misunderstandings. But with Harvey Weinstein, everyone knew because everyone knew he was a piece of shit.
It was a Hollywood.
It was like the worst kept secret of Hollywood.
That's why, like, I call him a piece of crap, but maybe he's not. But like, that's where he's different from somewhere like Chris D'Elia.
Harvey Weinstein?
I'm talking about freaking that.
Ansel. Okay.
He's like a one story about him where it's like one person compared to like someone like Chris D'Elia who has like 3 or 4 people that claim stuff about him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like,
I thought there was a thing with D'Elia where he was messaging underage girls, but as soon as he found out they were underage, he got out of there. But people only clipped the conversation of.
I don't know. I can't.
I don't know, but he's he's kind of coming back. His podcast is back, and people like Louis C.K. is bouncing back. He apologized and said, I abused my power and all that stuff, which is like, I guess that's like a real thing. Yeah. I think
it's more of like a humbling thing. Like maybe that guy knows like from now on, hey man, maybe like if she really says no, I'm not feeling it, then I'm just gonna leave it. Like it. Maybe that's.
Or what if El Gore came out and was like I'm sorry she felt like that. From my understanding, it was completely consensual.
Yep.
I wish she would have said something earlier. This is not something, obviously, this is not my character to do, and it's disappointing to me. Like, if someone came, you can't
and you
cancel.
can say, I'm sorry. Like,
well, then that's what, I mean, I feel...
Because, like, at the end of the day, like, she still felt that way.
It's also, like, as a PR person, you never want whoever is being accused or whatever. Like, you don't... As a PR representative for Ansel, you don't want him to admit anything.
Yeah.
So he can't. You don't want him to say, hey, this,
Yeah.
it happened or whatever. Like the situation was misread.
You-
You don't want to.
But I'm saying that I feel disappointed that she felt that way. You're not admitting you did anything. You're just feel bad for how she feels about the whole thing.
The thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, there's two sides to the story from one person's perspective to the
But
other.
the two sides of the story, sure, but Hollywood only there's consequences are favoring one side. Consequences never favor both sides.
I get it,
right?
but I understand.
I just think it's getting to a point where it's unfair when this whole thing broke because of what Cosby did and what Weinstein did. Because everyone knew, and that was the terrible part. But now that it's kind of gotten out of hand, where anybody can accuse anyone, and they'll usually take the accuser side.
Yeah, it's like the Weinstein stuff kind of set a precedence for how these things are handled in the public eye.
There was also like multiple counts that were consistent with each other, where you're like, okay, this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, like.
But like, what if someone was like, oh, there was a sexual assault allegation against me, you guys would, I would assume, be like, no.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah,
sound
of
like
course.
It.
Yeah.
No, like-
I'm just saying. I just mean, like, I just feel for someone like who maybe was 17 years old and
Like with this whole Amber Heard thing, like with the whole, I don't know what the goal is. It's just, is she trying to get money from him?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing at the end of the day is like just you gotta respect.
It's based
that
on
other
character
person.
by this point because it's all going to be hearsay, right?
Because
So
I think they're just at this point it's all countersuits of defamation and shit like that against
So-
each other.
See, like that's
is it just ego now?
Yeah,
Oh fuck both of them then.
it's hard, man, because like
I think Johnny Depp's trying to like defend his character and his his money. Right?
She's not going after his money, right?
I thought there was about $300 million on the table or something like that.
Like as a divorce, you'd imagine they get a prenup, and if he didn't get a prenup, he's a fucking idiot and he deserves to lose all of it.
I'm just saying, like, in the end, like, I know that I like want to keep going back to the two sides, but like, I'm definitely on the innocent till proven guilty part for sure.
But you can never prove it.
Well,
in these cases.
but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because like, I don't know. Like,
It's like going to jail. It's like, oh,
No, I
you
know,
might
I
have
know,
done this, but you're
but-
still going to go to prison.
I get it, man. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know what happened, and we won't know.
It doesn't change my opinion of his acting. Like, I guess this goes
Sure,
back to that
yeah.
Tokyo Vice show. He's very good because he speaks wonderful Japanese in it, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of scenes of him writing full Japanese really fast. And I'm like,
Yeah.
as an actor, that's insane. I'd be like, he should win an Emmy for his performance
Yeah.
and what it took to do this role. Like, it's really a well done. It's a Michael Mann produced show, so it's kind of got that grit, right?
Yeah, some like the amount of effort some of these actors put into it. What is it? Was it Almost Famous? The one with Jayson Lee in it. Like he learned how to, like he plays a rock star or whatever. He learned how to play bass on it, and he still plays bass to this day because it was fun to him.
Yeah,
and
you
he
had to
learned on
learn
the
it.
Yeah, he learned it on the show. And
But I just find it amazing because a lot of acting, from like what I know, is it's a lot in your eyes. Your eyes will communicate a lot more than your body language. So that's why if you watch any movie, look at the actor's eyes when they talk, right? That's where all the performance is. And then when I was watching Ansel, let's say his name, Ansel?
Ansel, yeah.
Yeah, when I was watching him, because he would have full on, like, there'd be a scene that's 2 or 3 minutes long, and he's having a conversation with a Japanese person going back and forth between Japanese and English. And I'm watching his eyes, and his eyes are just like as if he was giving the performance in English. And because when someone, I think, is trying to think too hard, and they
You-
got
you
it
can
like,
see
and
it, yeah.
you can see that their eyes are kind of dead, and they're not really there. They're more concentrating on what they have to say in Japanese. But his performance and his body language is just like, holy shit, he's amazing. And it's a limited series as well. I think it's only like 7 or 8 episodes, and it's a fucking recommend.
Nice.
It's pretty much like the whole premise is that he's from Missouri originally, and he moved to Japan as a journalist, and he got a job with a top newspaper in Tokyo, and he works on the police beat, so like a bunch of crimes and whatnot, but he wants to understand the underbelly, so he gets befriended by like an investigator, and then they go around
Like a vice cop or something like that, yeah.
yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. It's really, really good. I like it. So I mean, I'm just biased, I guess, because of this whole thing. Like, I like him as an actor. Like, even in Baby Driver, he was really, really good.
That was a good.
So
movie.
it is disappointing when you hear stuff like that, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I think more people should do that.
Sorry, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt too.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that. I just also feel like it sucks because we're like, oh man, that person's just trying to ruin that person's reputation.
Yeah.
But that person could have had a really bad experience, and we don't like understand that either. And maybe she didn't even want to come up front with it. Maybe she got pressured to go public, right? Like there's all these different scenarios where I get it, and I like I said, I'd give that person the benefit of the doubt too. But that doesn't mean that someone didn't feel shitty after. And that has to still be part of it.
Yeah, just because you feel shitty doesn't mean
I
that,
know, but maybe they weren't trying to like ruin that person's reputation.
Of course you
Well, Christian, what if it's like their parents going, you got to go to the press. We can get money out of this. Well, it's that person, man.
Oh, yeah, but you said they didn't mean to ruin someone's reputation. Every time
do you think that
out,
maybe if people are pressuring her, do you think she purposely wanted to wreck his reputation?
well, then it's just, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, like, we don't know.
It's just sketchy to me, and I think these celebrities should be very careful who they fucking interact
Well, that's
with.
what they shouldn't be abusing that shit anyway.
I think everyone should be a little careful with who they interact
Everyone
with.
should be a good person to the other person. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's still, like, I'm saying, like, some people that maybe, like, it was just, like, a bad scenario, they still have those feelings, and they shouldn't be, like, subjugated to not being able to share it.
Yeah, here, hold my hand.
Well, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's still, and you know, everyone's going to have their own interpretations. Like, I think, like, when I saw the Aziz thing, too, I thought the same thing. Oh, it's just a bad date. But that person still felt that way.
I feel like if you write it off right away one way or the other, you're not doing your due diligence as a person.
Yeah.
So if you do your due diligence and kind of like...
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, as a person, as me, with
Yeah.
this whole thing, it doesn't matter because none of this fucking affects me. So I don't have
No.
opinion. But if I'm a studio head and I just hired him,
not
it's like, okay, I got to go through this logically.
Sorry, I guess I'm thinking of it like big picture, not even like as a famous person, but I think people in general.
But also, these studios do feel pressure from the public. But the thing is, the public is what... Their version of the public is the people who post online, and it's usually like the craziest,
It's the
smallest
vocal minority.
percentage
Yeah.
is a small minority that posts on the internet
Yeah.
of one way or the other. So you're really only like
it's like this whole again back to the whole Amber Heard thing. It's like all these people are calling Warner Brothers to go recast.
who's all these people though? It's like the small percentage of people on the internet. Most people don't give a shit.
Yeah,
If
Warner
Ansel-
Brothers stated we don't have any plans to recast this position.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and that's the
To
thing,
recast
right?
which
Like,
position?
Mira.
Amber Heard's
Yeah,
character?
yeah.
Oh yeah, well she's dog shit anyway.
and like I said, it changes the whole perspective when there's evidence, right? So like when Johnny Depp got accused of all these things, you're like, oh,
What did he get accused of exactly? I don't know.
I think abuse and all that. Like I think it was like physical abuse.
Yeah, physical abuse.
And,
Did she show up to set with bruises on her face? Or
That
back?
she alleged all that. I think in the depositions, her doctors have stated that she's never had these.
there's
injuries.
also there like he didn't do himself any favors with like some of the text messages and voicemails.
What did he say to her?
Oh, like he was like, let's burn Amber or something like that. Like
but I mean, he probably said it when he was
no,
drunk.
for sure. But like that just it doesn't help.
It's not an
doesn't
excuse,
help
but
him.
it doesn't.
You're
help.
allowed to hate somebody.
But but like that's what I'm saying. Like so like everyone thought that thing of Johnny, but when he comes back with evidence that it's a toxic relationship, that changes the whole story.
Everyone just needs to be Ralph Fiennes. Just be Ralph Fiennes. Don't date anybody.
But,
don't marry
yeah.
anybody. Just do your
But
thing.
that
and get
goes to the
fuck
other
out.
end of the day. That's where you wait for that other person to have their side of the story, because there's two sides to every story. So like if you just make like you said an assumption based on one person's side and not the other,
Yeah.
it's not fair, right?
Sorry, is this gonna pick?
No,
pick
it'll
up?
be fine. It'll be fine.
It's not fair. So like that's where like I was trying to get at, I guess. Like obviously like you can make your own decision. I guess you got to feel some empathy for that person because maybe they aren't like they just had a really bad experience. I guess
It just
is what I'm
sucks
trying
when
to
the
say.
court.
But man, like it'd be awful too. Like you got to empathize for the person too that is like it goes public. Like and like you said, like in that case, like a lot of people are gonna think even I just did it. Like I call him a piece of shit. Maybe he's not. Maybe nothing happened. I just made an assumption based off hearing something on the news, right? So like that's that's hilarious.
And the news
actually. I
outlets
just went
also-
full circle there.
also-
But yeah, but
the
you
news
know.
outlet you choose too is also a big factor.
Yeah. If you're picking stuff off of TMZ,
Yeah. Even though, what's kind of crazy though, they're pretty fucking accurate with a lot of their things. Like the reporting, like for the most part, like they have
just
pretty
got
good
they just
sources.
got yeah. It's because they
Yeah.
get
They
those
pay.
sources
They pay,
through
though.
very unscrupulous means.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're scumbags for what they do, but like they're pretty fucking accurate at the reporting. Because like they're usually the first ones to report like deaths, or they're like the first ones to report like divorce or this or that.
Yeah, it's because they pay off so many people.
But I
They
guess
have to.
maybe to bring our
But
point to full circle is that the court of public opinion used to just be the court of public opinion, but now the court of public opinion is making verdicts on very real having like very real consequences.
well, it's actually witch hunts too. Like it's just
It's
like
witch hunts too.
It's like a witch hunt for that person to ruin their life, and that's not right either.
Yeah,
for sure.
I that's why I think
And-
you know
and-
what you instead of trying to change the system, you play the game in front of you.
Yeah,
Which
and
that's like my favorite scene. Just play the game in front of you.
I
now.
feel like they want to burn the person instead of just allowing them to learn from their mistake and become better. And I think that's the biggest goal is like you can be like, oh man, that guy's an idiot, but hopefully he
But also,
becomes a better person.
people put celebrities naturally on a higher pedestal
Yeah,
when they're just people too. In the end,
they're just people. That's the hardest part. I can only imagine the amount of pressure that they have on themselves.
it's like you work with Dave. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Dave's a piece of shit, but he shouldn't lose his job for it.
For sure, exactly, right?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Like if this Ansel El Gondo, whatever his name is.
Ah! Hold on.
we
Well,
set a
up-
fire alarm.
On that bombshell, do we have to leave?
I think we have to leave.
Do we have to leave?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, on that note,
Well, on that note,
We're
our
gonna cut
building's
that
on
short
fire
there.
here,
Yeah.
and we will talk to you all later. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast.
bye.
Bye, guys.
All right, let's go.